The man raised his gun to his head without the slightest hesitation. However, the gun's safety was still on. The police rushed forward and saved him because he had burned his 2 children to death the night before. He had only gone out to buy food. Before leaving, he lit the stove but forgot to put down the fire guard. When he came back, the house had already been completely engulfed by flames. His 2 children lost their lives in the fire. His wife cried in unbearable agony. The man's heart was also reduced to ashes. The police comforted him and told him to take comfort in his loss. They kindly arranged a car to send him home. But the bullets of guilt had long pierced through his soul. From then on, every second of his life felt like a slow death. After that terrible fire, his wife divorced him. He left his hometown and moved to Manhattan. He worked as a maintenance repairman. Every day, he fixed water pipes and unclogged toilets. For years, he worked tirelessly without complaint. Yet he rarely received any positive feedback. He always wore a cold, stern look on his face. He lived like a walking corpse. No one could tell if he was numb or settled in quiet despair. One day, he received a phone call from his close friend. His elder brother had passed away from a heart attack. He immediately drove back to his hometown. After paying his last respects to his brother, the lawyer announced that his brother had named him the legal guardian of the nephew. All inheritance was transferred under his name. He was also granted moving expenses to settle back in his hometown. The man strongly refused this arrangement. He believed he was unworthy and incapable of taking care of anyone else. He wanted his friend Joe to become the nephew's guardian instead. But Joe already had a large number of children to raise. The nephew was also unwilling to move to Manhattan. At the same time, the man could not bear to stay in a hometown filled with painful memories. The nephew completely broke down and wept after a bag of Franzen chicken fell out. He thought about his father's body being kept in a freezer, waiting to be buried in spring. This moment stirred up the deep pain hidden inside the man. During his brother's funeral, the man ran into his ex-wife. She had long since remarried and started a new family with other children. After the funeral ended, his ex-wife cried and apologized to him. She confessed her lingering love and endless regret. Overwhelmed by his collapsing emotions, the man chose to run away. He went to a bar to drown his sorrows. He soon got into a conflict with other people. His friend rushed over just in time to pull him out of trouble. At his friend's house, he planned to heat up some tomato sauce, but he accidentally left the stove on. In a drowsy daze, he dreamed of his 2 young daughters. His daughters asked him if he had seen the fire. He suddenly jolted awake in shock. He found his entire house filled with thick smoke. He rushed over at once and turned off the fire. Afterwards, he officially entrusted his nephew to his friend Joe for adoption. He also signed over all the inheritance to Joe. He would return to Manhattan alone. When spring came, his brother was laid to rest. The man went back to Manhattan and continued his work as a handyman. He still kept a cold and emotionless face. Only his workload was reduced from 4 buildings to